Hello, it's Yoga and Maxine Kaye from the Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living with another love note for you on this lovely autumn day. Have you noticed that people have different opinions? Have you noticed that sometimes those opinions really get in the way of their ability to hear one another, to understand each other, to care for each other? You see, we all have our own filters through which we see life and experience life. Different political filters, different religious filters, different ethical filters. And there's nothing wrong with having a planet full of billions of filters, but they can get in the way. It can so get in the way of our connection with each other and the healing of our world if we insist on maintaining our filters rather than simply noticing that there's lots of them in the world and that people see things differently according to how they were raised, what their circumstances are, what their beliefs have become. And so it would be wonderful for us to simply recognize all these different ways of perceiving the world and knowing that there's something deeper than that, something truer than that. And it is our divine connection, our oneness with each other, because we are all united in the presence of the living Spirit of God itself. It's where we came from. We share that. We are connected forever, eternally. And yet, interestingly, the human parts of us develop these filters or these opinions, and we see things so differently. There's a whole different filtration system, in fact, about whether or not to wear masks. Isn't that interesting? And I guess people have feelings about those who do or those who don't. Well, some people are very, very afraid of what's going on right now and live through a filter of fear. And some are learning new ways of being and recognizing that there is good in everything. And as we focus our attention on it, it becomes more real for us. During these interesting times, let's look to see what our filtration system may be. There's a woman I do not know, but her name is, I'll tell you in a minute, Kitty O'Meara. Do you think she might be Irish? I love what she said, because she's acknowledging that there are other ways to look at things besides, isn't this awful? This is what Kitty O'Meara says. And the people stayed home and read books and listened and rested and exercised and made art and played games and learned new ways of being and were still and listened more deeply. Some meditated, some prayed, some danced, some met their shadows, and the people began to think differently. And the people healed. And in the absence of people living in ignorant, dangerous, mindless, and heartless ways, the earth began to heal. What a beautiful view. What a wonderful awareness of something precious and priceless and real that has been emerging for all of us. And what if we kept our focus more on that truth? And what if we also simply, in our own minds and hearts, gave permission for people to think what they think, to be how they are, and to honor one another's filters, knowing that's not the truth of any of us. It's just a way to view. Yoga's filter is simply about love. She sees most everything through the eyes of love. Well, except when a little frisky dog might run up and want to play, and she doesn't necessarily want to. But this is unconditional love right here. How about each of us do our best not to take our own filters too seriously and not to be upset by those of other people, but to experience the deep unity, the oneness, and go more deeply into our hearts and begin to see with the eye of the heart and hear with the ear of the heart. So, my beloveds, tomorrow Reverend Mike will be sharing a love note with you, with or without this precious little being, but probably with. Sunday morning, of course, is our live stream, and we'll have an opportunity to be together in that virtual way. Just go to cslphilly.org, our wonderful website, and click the button at 10:30. You can get right into either the YouTube or the Facebook stream. And you can also click that button at any time, that link, and you can learn what's going on in our beloved center. There's so much going on, even though we're not meeting together right now. It's amazing. One of the great gifts that we've been receiving from these last many months is the gift of flexibility and creativity. So you can check our love notes that are archived there and previous Sunday mornings. And you can also look at our class and activity schedule. And you can make a contribution to keep our Greater Philadelphia Center for Spiritual Living alive and well, planning and preparing and praying for the day that we are all together again. Something else that's coming up, not this Sunday, but the Sunday afterwards, the first Sunday in October, is that we're going to have like a tailgate party. People have been wanting to be together physically and yet being socially distanced and appropriate, caring for each other. So that first Sunday in October, after our virtual Sunday celebration, anyone who wishes to join us can come to our parking lot. How do you like that? And you are in your car, you have your masks. Oh, you can bring your lawn chairs and sit outside if you want, socially distanced, but we'll be together. We'll see each other. We can wave at each other and smile at each other and give virtual hugs. Not this Sunday, but the following Sunday. So in the meantime, let's continue to be together heart to heart, mind to mind, and give thanks for precious puppies like this who remind us every day about unconditional love. That's all for now. See you soon.